Guys, so we're here with Black Excellence Bristol and we're acknowledging aspirations and achievements. I'm here with the beautiful Latoya Adlam. And if you didn't know Latoya, she's actually the founder and director of Kitchen Cosemetic, which is a vegan skincare, cosmetic and hair care as well.
Yeah.
Brand based in Bristol. I've actually got a couple of their products. I've actually got a lip balm and a face cream, which I love very much, very nice. So yeah, definitely check out them. What are you laughing for? Gotta give a shout out, you know. So welcome, thank you for coming to speak with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you had a good day today. No, a little bit.
Stressful.
So you're actually the first business owner we've had on the show.
Really?
So that's quite. I was very excited for this one actually. So so I was really happy that you wanted to come and do this. First thing I want to kind of ask you is like, what inspired you to start Kitchen Cosemetics?
What inspired me to start? I think that the backbone of Casey is giving back. So Kitchen Cosmetics funds a non-profit charity. So really the heart of the business is community. That's definitely like one thing that inspires me and keeps me going, to be fair, because there's been many a times on this journey of doing this business where I'm like, do you know what? I can't do this. I quit. But then I think about all the families that I want to support and all the families that we have supported, and you know the different sort of communities that we've been able to get in and make effect. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess I'll keep on going.
Yeah.
But really, yeah, it's just like my love of people, community, family, culture. Yeah.
That's the thing as well. Like, you know, as Black people, like our skin and our hair is so important. And like, you know, as you were saying earlier, like there's not many brands that are one, like, you know, for hair care and skincare, that are one Black owned and two actually like cater to our needs.
Yeah.
So is that something that was very like, you know, centered with your approach?
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's funny because so when we first launched it, we had 2 products, and then now we've got 10. But like people always ask me, like, okay, like, how do you know what product you're going to release next? And what I do is I always so with each product I always research a particular skin or hair care problem that is like an issue of ours. Do you know what I mean? So an issue of a Black person.
What's like an example of that?
So whether it's like eczema, a lot of people, because of this climate that we're living in, a lot of Black people in the UK suffer from eczema. So it could be for that, for instance. So I really zone in on one particular issue, and then I'll do my research around that, and I'll research like cultural beauty like treatments, and I'll just like I basically just zone in on a particular problem and then build the product around that. So like each product has its own sort of story, and it's centered usually around like a Black person that I know or that I'm connected to. So yeah, definitely like each product is formulated from the get-go for us.
Oh wow, that's so nice. Like each one's got its own like background almost, you know, and its own like story. And I think like that makes it a lot more personal as well. And like, have you found like since like last year, you know, we've had a lot of protests and a lot of like conversations surrounding Blackness and stuff. Have you noticed a rise in business due to people supporting Black business?
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, definitely. Do you know what? I was really like, so before 2020, me putting my face to the business wasn't a thing. I was like, I'm definitely not doing it. Like, I just didn't know how I felt about it. I was just like, I just want the product to speak for themselves. I want the business to do whatever it's doing independently of me being the founder. But then last year, you know, as you said, like lots of people purposely seeked out Black-owned businesses, and I remember I felt so much pressure, like coming out, so to speak, as like a Black-owned business, and not only as a Black-owned business, but me being the founder. And I just felt slight imposter syndrome, and then also a little bit, if I can be brutally honest, a little bit bitter about it.
Really?
Because I was just like, no, like I don't want your support. You are trying to support my business because it's Black-owned, therefore I don't know how I feel about that. Like at the time, I remember calling my friend, my best friend, and she was just like, no, she's white. She has her own business as well. And I just remember like sort of seeking some advice from her, and I was just like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want support from people just because I'm a black-owned business. Because were these the people that was going to support it like a couple of months ago? Or I just didn't know how I felt about it. But then what I didn't like was the thought of it being a trend.
I
didn't like the thought of it being a trend, which I can definitely see that, you know, a lot of it was. Like a lot of people who posted black squares and who posted their quotes and whatever else, like you know, it's easy to see that a lot of it has died down, which is what I thought was going to happen. But there has been a lot of positives. Like I've met some amazing people. I've got some amazing customers that have found me now off the back of last year. So there is positive to it, but I remember at the time my initial thing, I was just a bit like, no. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's funny because everyone else who I've spoke to, like other black business owners, they haven't had that. Like everyone really like welcomed it and was like, no, this is great, I'm a black owned business, come and support me. But I don't know, I think I just got my back up a bit about it. I was just like, no, I don't want your support. I want you to support the products because you actually want to, or support the brand or the charity because you want to. Not because the products are great, not because I'm a black owned business and you're trying to do your part for now. No thanks. It just felt a bit cheap. I just felt a bit like, no. Do you know what I mean?
It's funny, like you said that as well, because like as you were saying that, thinking like that's literally what I did. Like when was it? Maybe like towards the end of last year, I was like, I started to deepen, and I was like, not only do I not really support black business, but also like you know, I buy skincare products, I buy hair care products and stuff, and I was like, I started to do research into the brands that were aimed at our community. And what does the CEO look like? A white guy.
Well.
And I was, do you know what I mean? So I started to deep that, and I was like, I put on Instagram, like people like, you know, suggest to me a black skincare or black hair care, whatever, and literally everyone saying Kitchen Cosemetics, like everyone.
My people.
Yeah, like honestly, everyone said the same thing to me, and I was like, oh well, obviously this is the way to go, and then end up buying stuff, you know what I mean? So.
Thank you.
But like, I can see why you'd sort of, you know, you'd be annoyed by it, because you want your products to speak for themselves. You want the business to speak for itself. You don't want it to be labelled as like, you know, like it's like almost like a handout, I guess. Is that kind of
do you know what I mean? I was just a bit like, and then there was the whole imposter syndrome of it. Even like myself coming out. So I ran Kitchen Cosemetics for about a year and a half without people knowing it was me. I never did anything from my personal page. Everything was like really separate, and I was still working my day job as well. So I just didn't want to confuse the two. But I think really that come down to like self-confidence, imposter syndrome, and you know, all the rest. But you know, the last year has been a blessing in disguise, really. And I've let that little thing go. Accept it. Cool. You know, if people want to support the business because it's a black-owned business, that I'm all here for it. And ultimately, it just means the more people that come to support it, I can actually put it back into the community. So you know,
it's a win-win, really.
It's a win-win.
Yeah,
I'll go over it.
Well, I get that though, because I feel like there's a difference between like someone like me who would have bought something anyway, but then I'd rather put that money into a black person's pocket. But then it definitely would get people who'd be like, you know, I'm just gonna buy this just because it is a black person. But like, like my sort of journey recently with the way I spend my money is like, if it's something I'm buying already, or like, you know what I mean, like anything, then like why am I still buying it from someone outside the community? Do you know what I mean? Like even recently, like also I got waves, and I've bought like do-rags from like Chinese companies on eBay and stuff, like little £2 ones here and there and stuff like that. And I was like, well, especially when it's a hairstyle that is specific to this community, to my community, and I'm not supporting a business within that parameter. Like that
have
just
you
doesn't
found
make sense
one
to
now?
me. Yeah, I have. Wow. Okay, I'm pretty sure it is.
I can
what
hook you up
say?
there. I can send you a few.
Could you?
I know a few black owned everything. Whatever you need, I got you.
I think that has to be a piece for this as well, because that
I know black owned everything.
Wow.
Everything.
This is what I need though.
Accountant, seasoning. Everything.
This is what we need though. This is what we
I've been
need.
heavy about this life for a long time. And they've owned everything.
You heard it here first. Shout Latoya if you need a black directory right here. No, I definitely need that. I found what I think it is, but I'm not 100%. But like I did when I bought from them, I said like a little comment like, oh, I'm so happy to find like a black owned like do-rag and hairbrush company, and they're like, yes, and I was like, okay. So I'd have to double check that. So, you know, you said what's inspired, you know, Kitchen Cosemetics, and what sort of brought that into the world was your impact on the community. But what sort of like people, and like particularly black people, have inspired you to go down this route, or like just in general inspired your life really?
I think my mum. My mum's been like a huge influence on like even the cosmetics, and also owning my own company. I definitely get my work ethic from my mum. Who else? I think like, it's funny because one of my nicknames from my friends is so embarrassing. Do I actually want to say something?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, one of my nicknames from my friends is Granny.
Granny?
Yeah, no. Because, so I'm like a granny. I'm literally like, any group that I go in, I'm like the granny of the group. I'm the one that always brings like little snack, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always bring little snacks. I'm always like making sure everyone's okay. And like one of my biggest influences in my life is meeting like my friends' grandparents. I've always had a really fond love for like the elders around me. So I don't know, I just remember even just as like pre-teen, like, you know, you'd go around your friend's house for like food or something, and I would always be in the kitchen talking to Granny
or
the old auntie, and just getting some wisdom, just like being around our culture and just like the elders. I'm really inspired by the older generation, like 1000%. I aspire to be like Granny, because Granny is like everything. So definitely like the older, especially the older women, like there's something to be said for like the older generation, the like men as well, but for me like the women, the aunties, the grandmas, like
that's so cool.
The older women.
And I don't know if you saw, I saw this today, but for the first time ever in this year, the first time ever, there's 2 black women in the FTSE 500, which is like the top 500 companies in like the US stock market, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, US stock market.
Wow.
And for the first ever time, there's like, I think this might be the first, not the first black CEOs, but the first black women, possibly. And 2 of them.
Wow, that's
so
amazing.
That's just interesting.
That's
little bit of
amazing.
Monday motivation for you on a Wednesday. So you are of Jamaican heritage.
I am indeed.
Yeah. And is that something you connect to like frequently?
Yeah, not as frequently as I'd like in terms of actually physically going there. And
Have you been before? Never. See,
no.
Me too. Yeah.
Really?
And we've had another person here today, a Jamaican boy, who said he's only been once before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was meant to go for my mum's wedding actually.
Yeah.
But,
what, and then COVID happened?
No, I didn't end up going, but it's definitely on my to-do list, heavy, but I want to do the whole of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So my family's from Trelawney in Jamaica, so inevitably I would like to go there, but I want to do like, everywhere basically. I want to do a whole thing. I want to take my son as well. We want to do the Caribbean and then after that do Africa.
Yeah.
So but I think it's really important to stay connected to your roots, anyhow, whether it's music, whether it's through film, whether it's through poetry, whether it's through books, and I've always been like a bit of a nerd when it comes to like researching different things. And like I said, Granny, do you know what I mean? Granny, I'm the one my friends are all playing when I was younger, and I'll be there like asking Granny just any sort of questions about anything to do with like back home, love it.
Nice. And just to wrap up, I just want to ask you, what is one of your biggest achievements so far? And also, what's one of your like goals for the future, like life goals kind of thing?
Biggest achievements so far, oh my gosh.
So many to choose from.
That's so funny. I don't know, because it's like personal or like business wise, there's so many. Definitely like, I think one thing is actually having my own peace of mind. I think that is like an achievement, especially I've had like a unique sort of journey. And I really value the fact that I have like my peace of mind, because there's definitely been times within my life where I haven't felt like I've had my own peace of mind, whether that's because like I've had complete and utter mental breakdowns before, I've like, not been in great spaces. So, to get to the point now in life where I just feel like my mind is completely at peace and I'm really very well balanced, like that is a great achievement, especially we've all collectively as a black community had a really difficult year and a half. And anyone that is able to say they're okay, like props to you.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That is.
And one of your like sort of goals for the future?
Goals for the future. Goals for the future. I definitely think there's 2 other businesses that I'm going to be launching. Hopefully this year. But I think goals for the future, personal goals to keep my peace of mind, and just grow every day, grow in my faith, grow mentally, spiritually, financially, and just continue to try and do what I can for our community and for those around me. And continue to have more businesses.
Yeah.
So,
I love that. Yes, more growth, more life. I love that. That's beautiful. So thank you so much for coming to speak with us today.
That's okay.
That's been the amazing Latoya from Kitchen Cosemetic. Go check that out.